so soft as well.
Yeah.
It's almost like hamster sawdust, you know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know. It's like, but why would it be strange? Yeah, very strange. Yeah. Yeah. Don't know. Okay, if they're using twine like nylon string, they've got to bring the string out here, and then I know what, I'll make this. But we're pretty much out in the wilds here, you know? Oh, it's a big forest, this one. And this one's part of Thetford Forest, so it's a big forest in the UK. And then we've got that, so that that's X structure. And over here, Thetford Forest's first trees were planted in the 1920s to increase and sustain the nation's dwindling supply of timber resource after the First World War. Today, Thetford Forest is the largest lowland pine forest in Britain, covering around 19,000 hectares of land near Thetford. The woodland is managed by the Forestry Commission for timber production, recreation and wildlife conservation. This forest is great. It's marvellous to walk around. It's a relaxing forest. The pathways are great, and some lovely views. Absolutely lovely views. It's also got a lot of stories, cryptid stories, ghost stories attached to it. A lot of history. And because it's so vast, you can imagine it linking up years and years ago with other nearby forests. There's one nearby, which is Rendlesham, which obviously everyone should know, that about the Rendlesham UFO that was spotted there in 1980. So yeah, there's an awful lot to look around and see here, and you can imagine, because they're kind of like all linked. It's not impossible to go from one to the other without having to get a bus. you could actually hike your way. You might have to go across some farmland, yeah, and fields, but you could go from one to the other. It wouldn't be impossible. If you look at an Ordnance Survey map, you can see how the Greenbelt would be linked, which does bring me to a point that, especially in wintertime, I do believe that Dogman especially does migrate. And I think he and she go in the wintertime deeper into forests, and they move, they migrate around using greenbelt land. And then when spring, summer is here and there's more foliage, more cover, more food even, they might follow deer, then they come back here. It seems to be like walking around in the wintertime, a bit of an aftermath. You can't actually, it hasn't got the same vibe to it as the summertime.
Them. And we always explore. And what's weird about this is like a lean-to. And if you look, there's like a piece of like metal in there. It looks like a piece of a car, like maybe a car fender. And there's something in there, but
can't see.
It's definitely metal.
And there's no opening to this lean-to.
And there's no opening to the lean-to. So it's completely, whatever it is completely covered. So, a little creepy, for sure.
Oh, yeah, there's more on this side. It's a different color.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's more.
That's
Weird.
weird.
Zoom in.
Spooky.
We always find it, right? Very bizarre.
That clip was from a Facebook page, public page called Haunted and Waiting. It's quite a new page. I'm a member, and they have some really cool stuff on there. They come across structures in woods. They have abandoned cars that they find in forests, and you wonder how on earth did that car get there. Ghosty stories. Just all kinds of stuff that people perchance come across, and they are able to post it on that Facebook page and discuss it, which is kind of very interesting. Me myself, as I investigate different woods and forests. If you follow my page on YouTube, Dogman TP Hunting, you'll notice that some of the videos that I feature have quite a few strange structures that I come across, and symbols as well. A lot of symbols that I find in woods and forests for no apparent reason are just built and left there. Maybe witchcraft, maybe not, maybe something else. But anyway, I found that video quite interesting because it featured a teepee structure, one of many that I've come across. It was really interesting because when you look at it, it had the metal number plates inside it, and like the rings of a tree, the metalwork was inside quite deep, so it had been placed in there, and then branches put over the top, so but for no apparent reason, and also there's no entrance or exit to it. It is just an enclosed teepee. So I took it and I shared the video onto a Dogman page, and received on that there was a few people that came up with explanations. And I just want to feature one on here, which I'll put up now. And I quote, "I can only give you my opinion, which is the structure is man-made. Firstly, because any animal would not have a den on show. It would be hidden away, deep in the brush. There is no function there. Made for fun by kids and forest rangers. Piling sticks is great habitat for smaller creatures." Okay, that was sent in, and that is pretty typical of one school of thought for these structures. Now, I'm not saying that they're right and they're wrong. What I am saying is that not all of the structures that are found can be accounted for by kids making them, or by rangers. Let's take it as being okay. So if animals make them, I don't know, first of all, any animal that would make any teepee structure that big, let alone being able to pick up branches and twigs off the floor and stacking them to make a structure in a vertical manner like that. Usually with animals, they are low-level structures, and they're kind of swirled around. They're done like a walnut whip. They're made in a bush, and they're kind of trampled. They're brought along and they're trampled into like a circular den inside of a larger bush. But I don't know of any animal that makes a teepee structure, especially one which is 6 foot high, 7 foot high, sometimes even bigger. I especially don't know any that can pick up branches and twigs and put them interweave them, let alone putting in objects inside them. So that I think I would discount. Secondly, also, I would say that with hiding, well, yeah. Once again, if it was an animal, I agree. Yeah, it would tend to hide more. It would make, as I say, a den in a bush, and it would hide deeper into that bush. A larger creature, yeah, would use. They tend to use what is around them. They don't tend to manufacture so much. Birds will make a nest. Birds will pick up sticks and twigs and interweave them into a nest. But animals, not so much. They will. Otters will. Beavers will. But not in the same manner. Once again, not vertically. Not stacking them up vertically to make a structure 7 foot in tall. I mean, if you know of any animal that actually does make structures like this, then please leave in the comments your answer. That would be very interesting. I'd like to know. Also, kids making them. Yeah, I would imagine, especially with that one that was found, that was in the States. So I found them over here as well, the same. But would they normally, if it was kids, they would make a house in the forest or wood, but they would make an entrance and an exit, somewhere to go inside of it. That would be the whole point. Much the same as with bushcraft. You would make something that would be easily accessible after it was built. Something you could get inside of. If it was a hide, a blind to watch animals by, you would want to get inside it to look out. You wouldn't make it in such a manner that it would be inaccessible. Could be wrong. Once again, if there's anyone that has made these for a reason of being a hide or a den, then leave a comment below and let me know why you've made it so that you can't get into it. That would be interesting as well. As for shelter for animals, yes. Insects, you often find houses that are made, but they're more conventional rectangle shape with larger inside of them, larger like bamboo pipes for spiders inside of it, and they've usually got a covering, a roof, a weathering to the top of it, one, to keep in heat, and secondly, so that the creatures don't drown when it rains and they get wet and drown. That would be quite important to do if you were going to build it for a shelter for animals and small animals or insects. So on the whole of it, no. I at the moment I discount that as a valid answer. Those options. So yeah, let's carry on with the walk.
Oh, very dense, wasn't it, Tommy?
Yeah.
Really dense
You
forest.
should take some of this.
I mean, as far as you can see, it was just dense forest. It was just.
Literally, you should take some of this video. Someone's going to say I saw.
Look, literally, when Cannock Chase. Cannock Chase was literally like exactly that. It was uphill. Yeah, it was just uphill. Just gonna have a quick look through here because it's quite. You don't have to come because Ruby will hate it. Ruby will, but it's just okay on the way back. Very dense woods, these ones. Forest, really.
upper right hand side of your
Yeah,
screen,
yeah, it's me.
you can
Me.
see what was called the Flatwood Monster.
I'll tell you what, when you go really deep in there,
Okay,
it's
this is
so,
an interesting
silent.
account,
It's
and
like
I want
like all
to
of the trees
delve
dead,
into
isn't
this
it? Look.
story because it's not often talked about. This one's quite a long time ago, 1952. This is the story of the Flatwood Monster.
And there's a clear patch.
It was almost fully dark on the evening of September the 12th, 1952. Edward May,
An open
Freddie May, Neil Nunley and Tommy Heyer, all young residents of the town of Flatwoods,
yeah,
were playing on the lawn of the Flatwoods Elementary School. Suddenly a bright light streaked across the sky overhead and appeared to crash into a hillside on G. Bailey Fisher's farm. The boys ran to see what it was they saw in the sky. The Mays' home was on their way, so they stopped to tell their mother, Kathleen May, what they had seen. Kathleen called on National Guardsman Eugene Lemon and the family dog Richie to accompany her and the boys to the crash site. Upon reaching the site of the crash, the group saw a pulsing red light. Lemon shined his flashlight up the hill, and the group witnessed a terrifying sight. A 10-foot tall creature with a head shaped like a spade and what appeared to be dark metal dress. The creature's hands were twisted and clawed, and what seemed to be its eyes glowed an eerie orange colour. It appeared to levitate off the ground. A strange, sickening mist hung in the air. The creature hissed and glided quickly towards the witnesses. The group then turned and fled in terror. Some of the members of the group suffered from throat irritation, vomiting and nausea, which persisted for days.
No, it's fine, it's fine. I've got a spare battery bank anyway.
May
so
and
it's
Lemon
fine.
reported the incident to local authorities, who searched the area that night and claimed to find nothing. Another sighting of a creature, similar in description to the Flatwoods Monster, was reported by Mrs. Audra Harper not long before the infamous sighting on Fisher's Farm. Harper claimed to have seen the monster while walking through the woods near her home, near the town of Heaters. Heaters is about 5 miles north of Flatwoods. Harper and her friend were walking to the nearby store. The road leading out of their property was impassable and rutted, so they were taking a shortcut through the forest instead of walking the road, which would have increased their trip significantly. About half a mile into their trip, they noticed a ball of fire on one side of the hills they were passing. Harper dismissed it, assuming that one of her neighbours was fox chasing. When she glanced back, she saw something unbelievable. The fire had vanished, and in its place stood a tall, dark silhouette of a man-shaped figure. Terrified, Harper and her friend ran, escaping among the rocks and boulders strewn around the hillside. The day after the September the 12th incident in Flatwoods, another strange creature sighting occurred near Strange Creek, about 20 miles south of Flatwoods. Reportedly, George and Edith Sinotsky and their 18-month-old son were driving through the rural area between Clay and Braxton County on Route 4 when their car suddenly died. Mr. Sinotsky attempted to restart the car to no avail. It was night time and the road was deserted. While the Sinotskys were trying to decide what to do, a foul, sulphurous smell filled the air, and their baby began to cry. A strange bright light filled the darkness, and the couple witnessed a 10-foot tall creature hovering in front of their car. The description is similar to that of the original sighting, except the monster was not wearing what was presumed to be its spade-shaped hood. Instead, its head was reportedly reptilian and bony. The creature dragged its lizard-like hand across the hood of the car before drifting away into the woods. As soon as the monster was out of sight, the car restarted and the couple sped away.
Basil, wind up, man.
Sit down, Basil. Basil, kids. Faz all good. Yeah.
Ever need to make a fire? Great place to come.
Yeah.
The Flatwoods incident is quite an interesting incident. The reason for that is because of a UAP or UFO that was seen previously before the sighting of the monster in both accounts. And the first one, it was a unidentified flying object in the sky. The second one was a strange glow in the forest, lights in the forest, a little like Rendlesham Forest, the incident there in 1980. Then after that, this monster, the Flatwoods monster, was seen. The glowing eyes, the talons, the claws, and also it's interesting from the point of view of the sulphurous smell. Often that is goes hand in hand with sightings of paranormal, ghosts, demonic, even a lot of times. Whenever there's demonic entities, there's this sulphurous smell that people find. Another reason why I like that story, and it's a little known story, it's not really brought up very much on mainstream anymore, is because it is so far whack. It's something which, in your wildest imaginations, it would be hard to come up with a creature that looks like that. It would be much easier to dispel a lot of people's criticism by coming up with, well, I saw a creature that was more akin to a normal creature found in the woods and forests. More of a hybrid creature, something that would be a bit more acceptable. Not a creature that would be more like out of the writings of Cthulhu. Because you're putting yourself up there as a target for criticism by actually saying how weird this creature was. It's a bit like Dogman, sightings of Dogman, with the glowing eyes, either red or orange. The height, the immense height of the thing, the way in which it moves. It's kind of in a way putting yourself up there for criticism, but also in a strange way it gives the stories a certain degree of verisimilitude. The verisimilitude from the point of view of the appearance of being true or real, in the very fact that it's so strange.
See, that's the thing. I mean, you get these X's. See if I can't get through to the other side. Now, I've got a theory that they make dens in the ground and cover themselves up with leaves and foliage. And that is just, I mean, once again, why would they why would anybody go to the trouble of that? I mean, you can quite clearly see, in all honesty, that there is twine there, nylon twine, holding that together on this branch here. And again, you got another one up across there. So it's a purposeful structure. I would say more as a symbol. Done more as a symbol. So it's with purpose, and obviously it's been rubbed away here by something. see there, like it's been rubbed away, that has. With that twine, it's a purposeful symbol that I've seen and many other people have seen in forests all over the world. This X, archetypal X. I mean, normally you would think, okay, if they're using twine like nylon string, they've got to bring the string out here, and then, I know what, I'll make this. But we're pretty much out in the wild here, you know? Oh, it's a big forest, this one. And this one's part of Thetford Forest, so it's a big forest in the UK. And then we've got that, so that X, that's X structure. And over here, got another one over there. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Once again, it's a X structure over there. I found an X over there, Tommy. And then you've got tree bends over there in an arch. Right next to another structure here. Yeah, oh, and this one.
Baz, do you want to go in there?
Yeah, do you want to go in, Baz?
Go. Yeah.
No, you don't want to go in, do you?
So what to make of this one? Well, it hasn't got a lot of room inside. To gain entry, you have to be on your hands and knees. It's interesting that it's near an X, just over the way. We saw that. It's also interesting there's tree bends nearby. This structure's quite an old one. There's not a lot of room inside. There's no weathering protection from the wind or rain. Interesting thing is, it's not the sort of thing that a kid would normally make. You know, you wouldn't sort of have little Johnny coming up. Oh, well done. Yep, look, you made one of those. You spent a long time picking up the branches off the floor to intertwine them into this structure. You know, just like your father used to. Marvellous. I can't see that happening. I have also a friend that works for the ACF, the Army Cadet Force. She has her own detachment. And I asked her about these structures, and I said, oh, is it something that you do? Now, she said, yes, it is. We don't make them to leave them. The whole point is we make them and then we take them down afterwards, because the philosophy is leave no trace. So we wouldn't leave them up. And also we would do them for the purpose of shelter, not something that these are made for that we see now. And another thing, on the newer ones, I've noticed, like here with the K2 meter, you do get a reading that they do emit and have electromagnetic fluctuations within them, and also temperature changes. From the ambient temperature outside, they're usually cooler by around 1 to 2 degrees cooler inside, which I find strange.
Okay, we're getting something. If there's anything here, can you let us know by lighting up these lights? They go up to red. Have you gone away now? Can you light the light up to red? It'd be really cool if you can. turn it off. I'll turn it on again. Just here. Wonder if someone was hanged here. I don't know. Okay. Right. Okay. Temperature of the tree. 13 degrees. Inside the teepee. .4, not a lot of difference. So usually I find about a 1 degree difference in these. They're usually 1 degree cooler than the latent temperature outside for some unknown reason. This one could be because it's an older unit, it's an older teepee. But again, as to why someone would want to pick up all these branches off the floor and lean them up against here, it's not a 2-minute job, it's anyone's guess. And together with the X structure and the tree bends, I think there's been activity here. I think if you were to come back at midnight, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 2 in the morning, I definitely think it would be a different story. Yeah. Okay. They're big though, aren't they? You know when you went on your... You didn't make any of this bushcraft, anything like that?
No. We only made like little shelters.
You only made little
tarmac.
shelters? Was it?
Yeah, it's like, you know, like using the trees
Yeah.
to like spread a bit of tarmac and like tie it up. But we didn't really do any.
Oh, a bit of tarp.
Yeah.
Just putting tarp over
Yeah.
them. But he didn't make anything he didn't use anything surrounding the area, branches, twigs, and make them into a shelter that way.
No. The only thing we did with that sort of stuff was making fires, but we didn't do any of this.
Okay. Alright, cool. Yeah. Okay. What's cool about this, you can take this off to like remote control. And you can sort of like go walking off. Like here, we could with things like that. And then go walking off. Yeah. I can always turn it off. Yeah, odd, isn't it? What's that odd looking? Wow, this is a big one. I mean, this is like using proper trunks. I'd like to see a kid make this. This is not bushcraft. Got a lot of like as if they've been animals been rubbing or scratching.
I realised that they also like, because of how old they must be, they literally sink. If you step on them and like the whole wood will just like fall in.
No, that's odd. That is odd.
But it's so soft as well.
Yeah.
It's almost like hamster sawdust, you know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know. It's like, but why would it be strange? Yeah, very strange. Yeah. 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 Don't do that. Hey, Works. Just walk up. Walk up. Mind the branches, Tommy.
The floor feels a lot like hummus as well.
Yeah,
How
soft.
it's getting really soft.
Soft and spongy, isn't it? Yeah, soft and spongy. Oh, that's a little path there. Getting a bit of activity here, isn't it? A few trees falling down.
That can fall as soon as it gets moved.
Yeah. Looks like there's been a fire here as well, you know.
Yeah, look. That's literally resting on a branch.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that goes. But again, like here, there's a lot of blackening of the wood. There's been a fire here. But,
Oh, what's going on here? Fungus.
yeah. There's a lot of blackening of the wood, but strangely enough, not on the ground around it. If someone done a bonfire, then the ground would be scorched. I found a lot of this blackening wood in areas where there's been a lot of Dogman activity. Yeah. Here as well, look. And it's
Flaky as well.
yeah. But the thing is that it's also another thing, Tommy. It's like it's just gone to charcoal. So there's been some. There's been some heat to do that, but only on one side. On all these branches around here, it's only on one side,
Yeah.
facing in. On all the branches. The other side of the branches look fine. I mean, that tree over there, again. I'll just zoom in on that one. That one, it's just burning. Looks like scorching. About 3/4 of the way up. Oh, less than that, about less than 1/4 of the way up the tree. But scorching just on one side. Yeah, it's just like very odd. And then you go round and you go on the other side. Yeah. And these kind of like all splay out from a central area there. It's odd, isn't it? There's no scorching on the ground, so where's the fire come from? Is it lightning? Another tree snap here.
You realise how most of these is only on the base?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, only on the base. And it's like, there's some kind of path here. There's a little bit of a path. You know. Oh, hello. Another one over there now. There's movement over there. Just heard movement over that way. Strange, isn't it? And here we got another one.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a big tree.
Yeah, huge, aren't they? Oh, really tall. Look at them going. Another structure here.